I'm Leslie,
And I'm Andrew
and we are Fun with the
with the
Freedmans.
Freedmans.
This week,
Yes, we did a lot of things this week,
we did a
actually.
lot of things. To be totally candid, this week was awful, but we're just going to talk about the end of the week because that is the fun part.
Yes, absolutely.
So, what we did basically yesterday and today.
Yes.
So,
So,
we found
a market.
a market, Targova. We
Yes.
learned that that word meant fair, like
Targowa, I think was what it was. No.
I don't think it was Valera. Okay, well, we'll check up on that. But we went to a market.
Yes. And it was an indoor, like almost like an indoor farmer's market, which was quite cool.
Yeah, yeah. So it had everything from like food and vegetables and like fruits and stuff like that
Like
to
antiques and leather goods and a
yeah.
cobbler,
There was a cobbler. There
pet
was
store.
a pet store. We went to like a coffee shop.
Yes, we had a nice little cappuccino and piece of cheesecake.
There were candy stores, which you
Lots of
were
candy.
definitely looking at,
Mm-hmm.
and flower florists.
Florists.
It's a long week. Florists, yeah, they're florists. So it was very, very cool.
Yes,
It was 2 stories, so it almost looked like an old
like train station
train
or
station or
yeah.
something. But I don't think it is. It's right on the river, and it's you walk in, and there's 2 stories. There is an elevator, so
Mm-hmm.
that's really nice. If you can't go upstairs easily, but basically the whole first floor is just everything. Oh, there's a whole meat side. Forgot
Oh
about
yeah, there
that.
was a whole deli section.
It's crazy.
Yeah, cured meats.
Yeah. And then, so the second floor is just around like the edges, almost like a catwalk around the edges,
Mm-hmm.
kind of. Is
Yeah,
that a good way to explain that? We'll show, here's a picture about it.
yeah.
But so you can kind of get an idea of what that looks like. So that was super fun. And the cool thing is, that's going to be pretty much right next to our new apartment.
Yes, which we move into next week, which we're super
Woo!
excited about.
Yeah. So who knows what the background of this video is going to be next week, or when it's going to be taken,
We will see.
or it's all just kind of up in the air right now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we did that yesterday, and then today.
We went to a wonderful brunch at
Oh
a
yeah,
nice little French kind of bistro place.
Jolie.
Yes, brasserie.
Yes, it was very very good. So we
Yes.
went out. We had brunch. One of the things that I think is really interesting here is that a lot of the restaurants will kind of mix different ethnicities on their menus. So did you notice that?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, I mean, it had like an English breakfast and it had, that kind of stuff. But the whole lunch menu was all like Middle Eastern.
Oh, I didn't even look at the lunch menu because it wasn't an option.
Well, they serve all day breakfast. So like you go there for breakfast. Like
Yeah.
it's a breakfast place. So it was like eggs Benedict and the croque madame is what you
Hmm.
got, right?
Hmm.
And so pancakes, all sorts of stuff like that that you would think of as a normal like brunch food. And then all of a sudden it just switched to like hummus and tzatziki and like I was like, what? What is this? But it was like a French cafe.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was, but a lot of restaurants here, I don't know if you noticed that, like kind of do that.
Yeah. It's very international.
Which is cool because then you kind of get to pick and choose,
Yeah. You get a little bit of everything.
um, which is neat. So we did that, and then we decided to to go to the park. Now there's lots of parks. This particular park, we will not say the name of because I cannot say
Because
the
we
name
don't know
of
how
it.
to say it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's large. It's a very large park.
oh, I thought you meant the word. I'm like, it is a large word. It has lots of Z's in it.
Physically, the park is large.
Physically, the park is giant. So yeah, we took the tram out to the park, and they were having free tram ride day,
Yeah, we
which
don't
was
know if that's every
awesome.
Sunday or if that's just
So
today.
I just tried to look it up, and I see nothing. There's nothing that says like there's random free days on the tram. But like even I pulled up the app to like get our tram ticket, and it was like today's a free day. Wouldn't even let me like buy something.
Yeah.
which is great. Which is great. It's
Which
the
is
opposite of a
wonderful.
problem.
Yeah.
But so we took the tram out there and then wandered through. It's almost like a forest
Yes.
for
Yeah.
a lot of it, and saw a really sick dog party.
Oh yeah, there was a great group of dogs just hanging out in the field, having a ball.
And everyone's dogs are really well behaved, so they don't need a dog park.
Yeah, it wasn't like a
Like the
fenced.
park is their park.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it wasn't fenced in or anything. They were just like
No,
all.
they were just
It,
having a ball.
how many dogs do you think there were?
I don't know, 20.
Yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot of dogs.
They're big.
Yeah. So we did that, and then we ended up at the Japanese garden.
Yes, yeah, which was very cool. It was beautifully landscaped and just very charming and spiritual and meditative. And it was yeah, it was a really wonderful experience and a nice little calming, serene walk through the Japanese garden.
Yeah, and it's not like the whole area of the garden's not super giant, but the way that they have it landscaped and like you have a path that you kind of follow as you go through it,
Yeah.
it makes it feel bigger than it is.
Yes.
And it makes it feel more like there's all these like kind of little nooks that you can go visit with like a waterfall, lots of water features, a giant pond, but there's like all these little streams or creeks
Creeks.
throughout throughout, and it's very very cool.
Yeah, yeah, and there were koi, beautiful koi, and ducks and little ducklings.
Oh, let's show them the picture of the okay, so these are the ducks with the little ducklings.
So cute.
They were adorable, and they went right past us,
Yes,
so
yeah, so
that was
cute.
great.
Yeah.
Just delighting in all the small things.
Yes, yeah.
So we did that. Now it is, you could probably tell by these pictures, but we're pretty bundled up. It was
Quite cold. It was like 35 degrees, something like that.
freezing, so cold. But it was one of those things where we both were like, we need to get outside and like move around. And we need to get in the fresh air, and we need to.
Yeah.
Like we got home and I'm still wearing like 3 shirts, but it was good.
Yeah, and the weather here has been pretty nice up to this past week. So
Today I think has been the coldest day that it's been
since we've been here,
since we've been here.
I would agree. Yeah, I would agree.
So hoping that changes. But at least it didn't rain. Yesterday was really rainy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so today was good. And there were lots of paths in the park, which
Brings us to our final topic.
brings up to our final topic of things that are red flags in Leslie's mind that are not actually red flags here.
Yeah, in Wrocław.
In Wrocław. Okay, so when I explain this, this will make sense. So when you're a female and you're walking around, you're always like looking out, making sure that nobody's gonna, I don't know, come mug you or kill you or something. So you're always paying attention to like clues around you, and there's a lot of red flags. And so you see a red flag and you're like, I'm not doing that, or I'm not going there, or I'm not. This isn't a good spot, or whatever.
Yes.
So there are several things I noticed from like literally the first day we got here. I went to go see one of the apartments that was like only available to see that day. And so I decided to walk there because I was like, oh, it looks generally safe on Google Maps. It was. But I was like, oh, it looks safe. It's fine, and it was like a 40-minute walk probably. But I had like, where this is like the one thing I'm doing that day. So like, it doesn't matter. It could take me an hour to get there. So I'm walking along, and the first red flag was this like footpath into like a bushy area.
The path less traveled.
And I saw it, and my immediate first thought was like,
sketchy.
Homeless people are going to be down that path. Like that, there's going to be some kind of homeless encampment at the end of that path. And as it turns out, I had to so I stay on the cobblestone sidewalk. And so I stay on the sidewalk and I have to turn. And I turn and I see the path, and it goes through the bushes or wherever and then comes back out. just normally. There's some guy, tech looking guy, walking along it. I was shocked. Shocked. There were no homeless people down there. And then as I started looking more around the city, there's these little walking paths everywhere. It's almost like people have been like, well, we kind of wish the sidewalk was here, so we're just going to walk here. And then after like so many people walking there, it just makes a little path. And most of the time you can see where the path goes. So it's, it's pretty green flaggish. You
Yes.
just walk down the path. But like other times, I'm like, I would never, ever
Yes. They're kind of unmarked routes,
walk into these bushes.
Yep.
And people were doing it like left and right, like not even thinking twice.
Well, and it's very safe here too. I mean, we haven't seen, I think maybe like 5 unhoused people. It's like very, very safe. Yeah.
In like a couple weeks, and a lot of I got home from that, and I said, Andrew, I literally walked 45 minutes there, 45 minutes back, and I took a different route back just for to see. I saw one person that may be unhoused.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
They were just going through a trash bin. So they could have just been like a really eco-friendly person.
Eco-forager.
I don't know. But so that was one of them. Mm-hmm. That like was a red flag that's actually a green flag here.
Totally fine.
Totally fine. Totally fine.
The other is the underground tunnels. So like we have whenever you are crossing a busy intersection, a lot of times there's like a little tunnel that goes under the street.
Major red flag. It's like an alleyway. You don't just like go into an alleyway. You know what I mean? Like.
So the first time we walked down one of these, there was like a women's group down there having a meeting.
Because there's okay. Well, we should specify when you go down in the tunnel. Then once you're in the tunnel, there's actually like all these like offices and classrooms and stuff like that. So
it's quite nice. Actually.
Yeah. So we go down there, and there's like it's actually all women, which was very funny. Like this women's group doing, I don't know, book study or something, and all these different things. And then we just popped up on the other side. Like nobody killed us. It's crazy. But I mean, you will see. Well, here's the picture. Okay. So you can see how, given the option of going above on the street where you can see everything, or into the black hole, like.
And so, having been here before, I was just like, yeah, we go down.
He's like, no, we go in the black hole. I'm like, okay, well, you're with me, so.
Yep.
That's fine.
And it was fun.
And it was fun. Green flag. It was fun.
Green light. Yeah.
Green light. Green light. Okay, so that was number 2. What was the
graffiti?
Oh yeah. So I noticed this also the first day when I was walking in his apartment. There's just like graffiti everywhere. And normally if I'm walking around a neighborhood and there's lots of graffiti, like in the US, that's generally like a no-go. That's a sketchy thing. And but I'm walking around, and so I'm like hyper alert because I'm like, there's a lot of graffiti. And so I'm looking at all these people as I'm walking, and they're just like normal people.
Yep.
It's like a grandmother with her chihuahua and a
mother with her baby in
carriage. And I'm just like, these people don't seem concerned. There are 0 sketchy people around.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know if it's just years of people tagging things and like they just don't care or clean it up because they'll just do it again. I have no idea. But that was another thing where I'm like, oh, I guess it's not as sketchy to walk through like a heavily graffitied area. Like even when I say it, it sounds like don't do it. Don't do it. But it's not as bad as it seems.
No, not at all. And so those are things that are different, but in a positive way.
Yeah, in a very positive way, things that are very, very different.
Yeah.
Things that are usually red flags, at least in the US.
Yeah.
And here are totally fine and totally okay. I mean, you're not, for parents watching, I'm not doing anything stupid, like walking around alone at night or, stuff like that. But this is just like during the day, just whatever. So it's very cool. It's very safe here, which is nice.
It is. It is really nice. So yeah. So next week is going to be a good week. We're going to move into our new apartment next weekend,
Yeah.
and so that'll be a lot of fun. And well, we'll see about the moving part. The moving part maybe won't be that
The
fun,
moving part will be terrible.
but
It won't be fun.
being in the new place is going to be fun.
That'll be fun.
And so we look forward to seeing everybody next week hopefully from our new apartment.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
We gotta say goodbye.
Yes. Okay.
Ready?
So, do
Do widzenia.